Good morning. It is a beautiful day, and it is a beautiful day for moving. We are heading to the Exumas, and we're excited to take you guys along with us.
Cole is getting the helm station ready to crank up the engines. We're so excited to get to the Exumas because we've been told it is cruiser's paradise. Neither of us have ever been there. And along our trip today, we're gonna share with you 5 lessons we've learned while chasing our dreams. The first lesson learned is timing is never perfect. Speaking of timing, we're running late for the fuel dock this morning. We're on a set schedule because we want to get to a certain place at a certain time. We'll talk more about it in just a little bit.
All right, get a line around it. Right there, that one right there.
While Cole is getting fuel, I'm taking Dixie to potty. We have a full day of traveling today, so don't want to make her wait till tonight to go to the bathroom. Unfortunately, we still cannot get her to go potty on the boat. It's a never-ending, stressful situation as far as that's concerned, because on those mornings, we just don't want to let the dinghy down and go out first thing in the morning. We gotta do it, because this girl is stubborn. All done?
All right, well, y'all don't watch too hard. This is her. I'm gonna let her take the boat off the dock for the first time. All right, so she's got to learn sooner or later, right? So y'all just kind of watch, but act like you turn your back, so she don't get nervous. All right. All right, so we got.
Gotta turn the camera.
Is it running?
Yeah.
All right.
Running.
So Emily's gonna take the boat off the dock for the first time here at the fuel dock in Nassau, and so real quick, let's just talk about it. So we have the wind coming from behind us, right? Yeah. So the wind's coming from back here. Yeah. So what would you think that the way to take the boat off the dock is?
Well, do you typically want to go with the wind or against it?
We're gonna push against the wind because we have no other choice, right? So.
Well, I mean, we could go forward a little bit, but.
No, we don't want to go forward because then your stern will swing into the dock. So we're gonna back up into the wind, okay? But to do that, we're gonna use our starboard reverse, okay? So we're gonna
out.
Yep, and we're gonna do starboard reverse, and that's gonna bring the boat that way. Okay, the stern of the boat's gonna go that way. All right. So I'll have the ball in the front in case we touch on the front, because we will be pivoting, right? And then once you get this away from the dock, then you're gonna put the port in reverse, all right? And then it will take us that way.
Hey, push me off up there.
Yep. All right, both reverse.
Well, that was easy. Man, I was nervous for nothing. As we are passing these cruise ships today, I am not nearly as nervous as I was the first time we passed them just a few days ago. You know, it's amazing what a little experience will do for your confidence.
We're a little bit later than I was hoping or intending for. It's now 9:30. We have just gotten past Atlantis, and this is all Paradise Island behind us. But we are heading towards the Exumas, and between us and the Exumas is an area of coral heads known as the Yellow Bank. Now, the Yellow Bank is one where the coral heads actually come up to the surface, or that's what I've been told at least. And so what we're hoping to do is to cross the Yellow Bank right at high noon. Means we're gonna be probably around 12:30 by the time we get there at this point. But we want to have as much sunlight going into the water as possible so we can see all of the bommies or coral heads, so that we don't hit them, obviously. So this is the yellow bank here. You can see all these coral heads on the chart. They just go across here, and it's like playing the mind game. While we're on the topic of it's never the right time, one of the things that always comes to my mind is how many times have I heard someone say, one day I'm gonna do this, or one day I'm gonna do that, or one day I'm gonna have the boat, or one day I'm gonna do what I wanna do, instead of waking up and working that 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, like one day you may be dead when you get to the point of one day doing what sets your soul on fire. For us, it was working that 9-to-5 corporate job. Well, for me, it was more like 3 a.m. to noon, and we would come home and there would just be something missing. Like, we were making great money and having a great job, but it just wasn't it for us.
Right. And so for I guess the point that we're trying to make is, whatever you're one day hoping to do, make a plan today.
Do it now.
And do it now. Like, figure out what you have to do between now and whenever you can do what you want to do, and start checking those items off the list.
So many times people say all of these things that they want to do one day, but there's no action steps to doing it. That's the first step, is just taking action and putting a plan together, because it's always just going to be a dream if you literally don't do anything about it.
And if you're waiting for retirement,
you're waiting too long, because you may get to retirement and you could be sick, you could be disabled, and who knows what could happen. You may not even be alive. Like, if the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that life is short and you gotta go and do it now.
Some would say I outpunted my coverage. So when a hot girl is telling you, hey, I just want to travel, and you're like, yeah, I could do that too. You kind of start thinking about it, and you're like, wait, this could be fun. So it's really important to understand that we didn't just say, oh, we're going to buy a boat tomorrow. We didn't just say, oh, well, we're just going to travel full time and make a living out of it. We had to put a plan together. And it took 2 years, and we've talked about it all the time, right? You guys are probably tired of hearing us say 2 years this and 2 years that, but those were the longest but best 2 years of our lives together, because everything we did with intention. We knew that if we wanted to buy the boat that we have, we had to do everything step by step by step to put us in that position to be able to do that and to chase that dream. And listen, by no means are we struggling out here on this boat. This boat is absolutely our dream boat, and we were very, very lucky to be able to pull it off. That being said, it's a lot of work, and for us to be able to make this sustainable, there's a lot of work ahead of us. Like shooting all these videos. Emily put so much time into putting these videos together, and she does such a great job with it, and she's so strong. That's her strong suit. My strong suit is taking care of the boat and doing and navigating and getting us from point A to point B and planning. So we play off of each other. And I guess I'm trying to bring all of this full circle in the sense that you can do your why, or you can chase your dream for as little or as much as you want to spend. We've seen people doing this on shoestring budgets. They don't even have motors in their sailboats, but yet their why was to be on the water and to sail. So they are chasing their dreams. And if you're sitting at home watching this on your couch and you're dreading waking up tomorrow to go to work at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, only to do it again the next day, maybe you need to be talking to yourself and doing a little bit of soul searching and saying, what is my why? Why am I waking up tomorrow morning to go to work and to do this? Now, I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. Don't do that. But put a plan together and follow your dreams as well.
We lost the angle, so I think we need to pull back in on that one, on the front sail. Because I don't think our angle is as good now.
Yeah, but what is your wind right now?
Our wind's directly at 90.
Yeah, but what speed?
Oh, like 8.5 knots.
Okay, why did it drop 8.5 knots?
Because when we pulled back on the sticks, we dropped 8.5 knots, or we dropped speed because true versus apparent wind.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, we've only got 8.5 knots of wind
to play with, and our speed over ground is 5.5. So really, that's not that bad. If we have 8 knots of wind and we're doing 5.3, that's pretty good. We're harnessing the wind.
We're just getting to Yellowbank now, and we've already started to see some coral heads here and there. In fact, there's one just right off of our port side, but just looks like big rock piles in the water. And thankfully, the water is so nice. You can actually see there's a smaller one over here. There's a small one here. But it's really the big ones that we're worried about. We're only in, we have 8 feet below the keel, so let's just call it 10, 11 feet of water. And so it doesn't really take much to get a nice coral head growth off of the bottom where it could impact your boat.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
And this one actually took us a little bit of time to really understand, right?
And embrace.
The biggest part of it is once you start to tell people about your dreams, they quickly shoot them down.
Poo-poo on them.
And it's not until you become uncomfortable that you really start to think about that. You're like, oh, maybe they're right.
Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe it's too big of a dream. Maybe I'll fail. Maybe I'll run out of money.
And when things are easy and you're going with the flow, then you don't think about that. You're just like, all right, I'm on this journey, I'm ready to go. But the minute that you turn and go upstream and you swim against the current, that's when you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable.
And even after that, like, we're still in a lot of times uncomfortable when you lay your head down at night in a new anchorage. You are hoping and praying your anchorage holds. There's a bit of uncomfortableness there.
Yeah, and even like today, right? Like, we're out here sailing and we're doing good. We're doing 6.4, 6.3 knots right now. And I'm uncomfortable about where we're going next because
we've never been there. It's not charted on our maps yet.
So it's one of these things where if you're going to chase your dreams and you're gonna go, we're gonna use our key and famous term, adventure. You're gonna go on an adventure because this is something new to you. This is something that you've not previously done. It's not a wake up and do it again repetitive thing.
No, every day's different.
Every day is different. And therefore, you're going to be uncomfortable. Whether it's putting a camera in your face like we are right now, or just talking to a camera.
Learning how to put the sails out, which makes me super uncomfortable, and filming that so I look like a dodo bird. You just gotta get comfortable with it.
There is so many things about it that you just don't even understand until you do it. But we're telling you this right now so that when you do take your leap of faith and trust in yourself, understand that you've got to be comfortable being
uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. So we're pulling into Shroud Key here, and it's funny, I was looking on AIS earlier and noticed our friends, Ken and Nancy, who we have actually not coordinated with, but they're here at the same anchorage. The anchor's in, and that brings us to our next point. Don't be your own anchor. If you have a dream, put a plan together and do it. Figure it out. Believe in yourself.
You know, I believe it was Walt Disney who once said, if you can dream it, you can do it. And that's the truth. Like, whatever it is that you dream in your heart, you can do it. You just gotta have the guts to get out there and go for it.
I don't know about you guys, but a good frozen snack is always nice. If you ever take grapes and put them in the freezer, on a hot day, these things are awesome. And look who it is. Hey guys. Hi, Roxy. How are ya?
Good.
Come on up.
Our last little piece of advice we're gonna leave you with today is don't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid of failing.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were done. Oh. So, yes, to Emily's point, you can't be.
No, you gotta start over. Are we starting over?
No, this is a vlog. Like, we just roll with the punches, right?
Here goes nothing.
Yes, sorry. To Emily's point, you can't be afraid to fail. And here's the truth of the matter, right? If this doesn't captivate you and thousands of others, then we may fail.
Yeah.
And we might have to go back to
Real jobs.
real jobs.
Real jobs. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? You run out of money and you have to start over. Like, yeah, while that's horrible, there are worse things. And in our mind, what's worse than that is getting to the point where we are sick, we are unabled, we are disabled, and a slew of any other life circumstances that could happen, and say, well, what if we try? You know, people don't sit on their deathbed and say, you know, I regretted that, or I wish I'd have worked more, wish I'd have brought home more money. They all talk about what they didn't do, and that was our biggest fear in life, is not going and not doing.
And to that point, like, people don't understand how much we work. Like,
Jeez.
I work harder today than I've ever worked in my entire career. And
this is not a complaint, by the way.
This is not
a complaint.
no.
We love making videos and we have so much fun. But it is a job.
It is 100% a job, and it's not paying off yet. Like, it is not paying off yet. But we believe and we have faith that this will 100% work out, because we are loving what we do.
Yes, and we're loving the people we're meeting, and the feedback we get from you guys. It's what keeps us going.
And it seems like every time that we're just at the breaking point, we're like, oh my gosh, like, why are we doing this? Yeah. We get that one email.
Yeah.
And we get that one comment or Facebook message or Instagram message, and it's like, whoa, like, this is impactful, and this is why we're doing it. And it's those messages and those comments that are impactful to us. Like, they really remind us of why we're doing this. And it's people that are like you that are watching these videos. So again, don't be afraid to fail. We're not afraid to fail. Yep. If we do fail, hey, you know what?
You're gonna be along for the journey to see it all.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.